What's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with a manga review. Now, the manga we're going to be talking about is My Hero Academia Volume 33. And spoiler alert for the cover, and if you haven't read the manga or seen the episode, I'm going to be giving some major spoilers in this manga. Now, let me show you the cover here. This is My Hero Academia Volume 3. Now, look at that. First of all, when it comes to reading manga covers, look at that cover. Isn't that look really cool, y'all? You know, you got Meteor right here, and then you got Ida, and then Uruka. But let's get started. So I had previously saw some, pages of this issue, and I was like, oh man, this looks cool. And I was really excited to see it because in this issue, this is the issue where Class A saves Midoriya. Now, let me kind of start y'all out. So basically, and like I said, spoiler alert for anyone who's not seen the anime episodes yet or read the manga. Now, as I was saying, in this type of kind of this era, this is where All for One has basically taken over Shigaraki's body. And what he has done is he has broken into the jail and has sent a whole bunch of villains after Midoriya. And the thing is he needs one for all, which Midoriya has. And the thing about it is Midoriya is not going to give it to him just because he's a hero. So Midoriya knows that he is basically in danger because All for One wants that, or One for All wants that power. All for One wants that power. And so the reason what he does is he decides to basically leave the school. And while leaving the school, he tells his friends, Class A, how his power works. Now, the thing is his friends care for him. The reason why I like this manga so badly, or like this kind of manga, what happened in this manga is because, first of all, it's Class A versus Midoriya. But also, it's basically where it shows how his friends care so much about him. It's not where like it kind of shows it's not like you have Class A and you've got like all these extra characters and they're just here. No, they actually care for Midoriya. They like him. They consider him his friends. And what's cool is because you see in this first pages where they're about to go against him, you see him versus three of these people, which three of his closest friends. Uruka, Ida, and Bakugo. And we know that Bakugo has been kind of, toxic towards Midoriya, but it's cool to see that you've got Bakugo and then you've got Ida and Uruka. And Uruka, they kind of had an awkward kind of friendship, honestly, because, they like each other. But you've got Ida who basically, he's sort of in debt, or he cares for, I consider him, or I see him kind of like a big brother towards Class A. And almost kind of like a big brother towards Midoriya, because he cares for Midoriya so much. Now, what's cool about it is, as I said, you get to see Class A fighting, and we also get to see how OP Midoriya is. But like I said, what's really cool to see is you get to see how all of Class A, as they're fighting Midoriya, they're not fighting him to kill him or anything. They're fighting him to subdue him. And as they're doing that, they're telling him that they're like, you don't have to fight this battle alone. You don't have to take this burden alone. Let us come in and take it. And Midoriya is like, you're too weak. And he's not even saying it kind of like a big boastful mode. He's just like, I have all this power. I don't want to hurt you. And they're just still like, bro, let us save you. Let us help you. Let us take the load off. And what's really cool is, while I was talking about Ida, they show a scene where basically Ida reaches out and it reminisces on, it's really ironic because in one of the mangas where Ida is fighting Hero Killer Stain, and it's like, I think it was issue 13 or 12, but in that issue, basically, Ida is about to, he's losing against Hero Killer. And Midoriya comes and saves him. Todoroki also comes, but Midoriya comes first and starts saving him. And then what you see is, in this issue, Ida is the one to reach out to Midoriya. He's saving Midoriya. But what's also cool is also this reminisces on another scene, which was where Bakugo got captured by the League of Villains, and everybody was like, "Oh man, well, this is sad." And basically, Kirishima and I believe Todoroki were all like, "Hey, let's go save Bakugo." And the two people who were like, no, we're not doing that," were Ida and Momo. And those were Ida and Momo were kind of like the high people of Class A. They're not, uptight, but they're more of they care for their class. And what I'm trying to say is, it's this scene where basically they save Bakugo, where Kirishima reaches out and Bakugo grabs his hand, and it reminisces of the scene where it's kind of like this scene. This scene is kind of like that scene where Ida reaches out and Midoriya grabs Ida's hand. And again, like I said, it's you get to see different perspectives, different classmates that are talking and trying to get him to change or get him to stop what he's doing. And what's really cool is, like I said, this artist Koen Horoshiki, I hope I pronounced that right. The way he illustrates it, it's really cool how he illustrates his books, mangas. Because in this next scene, where we know that if you know about My Hero Academia, you know about Bakugo and Midoriya just acting up. You know how they are frenemies or enemies. Where Bakugo always kind of bullies Midoriya, and Midoriya always kind of either is kind of like, "Oh man, no, not this," or he's trying to overcome Bakugo. He's like, "I'm trying to beat Bakugo." But in this next scene was I was reading this manga and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool." So, like I said, with all that kind of bullying that has happened to Midoriya, we get this scene where Bakugo starts talking to Midoriya. And the way the artist expresses the pages is where, as Bakugo's going to apologize to Midori. But the thing is, how they illustrate it is basically they start from the first part, where Bakugo and Midori were children, as you can see. And it's not like you see that it's not like it's not physical, but it's more of a mental thing, because it's like you see as when they were kids, Bakugo was always he was like, "I'm the strongest," but then when he got saved by Midoriya, who had no quirk, it kind of basically made him toxic or aggressive. And then you get to the part where they were in school, high school, not in UA school yet, UA high school, but they were in school. And you see the illustration of that, where he's basically telling everything, basically kind of explaining himself. And then you get to, UA high school, where he's still explaining himself. And it's all like, it's basically like a timeline of changing. And then he gets to the final part and you go to the next page and he's like, "I'm sorry for everything." And that's so emotional. I mean, I wasn't, crying, but I was like, that's so cool to see that illustrated. And that's why I kind of like reading manga. I mean, I'm not like, "Oh, this one's better than this," because I'm like, the anime is basically portrayed off of the manga. And I'm like, if you read the manga, then you know about what's going to happen in the anime. They may change things in the anime. So it's like, it's good for me to have like kind of two perceptions, one from the manga and one from the anime. But it's just like, I love reading the manga because it's like the illustrations of how they are in the books, like the pages where they might leave a character blank or leave a character showing that emotion of how that character felt. It's like really cool in these things. Like there's different. It's cool to see these pictures. But yeah, this was a really really good anime or really good manga. So, and if you read it, tell me how you felt or if you liked it in the manga. And if you haven't, check it out. And remember, y'all, like the video, share it with your fam. And if you're subscribed, click that bell icon to be notified for more videos. And I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all. Bye, y'all, and have a blessed day, millionaires. I'll see y'all later.